When they discover what was concealed beneath the boat, their amazement transforms into concern. Bachelor parties are well known for their outrageousness. Typically, they are used to celebrate, drink, and spend time together before the bachelor gets married. However, one set of pals made the decision to host their bachelor party at a remote cabin in the woods. Before they knew it, the situation had taken an unexpected turn when one of the guys had chosen to bring his dog along. The dog immediately began to sniff around the cottage, even before they had had chance to unpack and settle in. She suddenly lunged into the distance after spotting a smell. They followed her instinctively to find out where she was headed, but what they discovered would completely alter their weekend plans. Dog owners are aware of how keen their sense of smell is. Dog owners are also aware with this all too common and concerning scenario. Our best bet is to attempt to keep up with the dog and hope they don't get into any trouble before we get to them. A dog will follow scents instinctively. Nobody believed that bringing a dog to the lodge in the woods would cause any problems. The lads had no idea that a one act of kindness would ruin their entire weekend and alter their plans. Even if this may not have been intended, none of them would alter a thing in the end. What precisely transpired then? Not a single guy objected to the man's closest buddy traveling with them when his pal stated that they were taking their dog. But as soon as they got there, she abruptly and unexpectedly ran off, surprising everyone. Her owner was confused because this was a new behavior for her. She had vanished as the men chased after her. They eventually located her after phoning and looking, but she was acting quite strangely. The dog appeared to be obsessed with a particular metal boat that was parked on shore. She appeared curious to discover what was below, even though it was upside down. She refused to give up on it. The men attempted to entice her away from the boat she was so enthralled with in the hopes of getting back to the cabin and carrying on with their bachelor party when they had a few minutes to gather themselves. But despite their best efforts to persuade her to go, the dog would not leave the overturned boat. The dog gave the group of pals no attention at all and was only interested in the boat. She continued to whine, circle the boat, paw at it, try to lift it with her nose, and give it a close smell beneath. She was obviously interested in something beneath the boat, but what could it be? Her peculiar behavior was beginning to pique the friends' curiosity, and there was no way that they were going to abandon the dog. Thus, one of the men, who also happened to be the dog's owner, approached the boat cautiously and turned it over slowly. They soon saw an unusual sight that startled them. There were some kittens under the boat. That explains the dog's peculiar behavior. The smell of the abandoned kittens had reached her. The men were in disbelief that she had recognized them and guided them directly to the defenseless animals. She had not left until they discovered them, even after they had summoned her. However, what had transpired? It was hard to determine whether the little kitten's mother had died or had abandoned them, and it remained a mystery how long the unfortunate kittens had been imprisoned under the boat. The males examined the kittens while on their knees. The good news is that the kittens were not only in good condition, but happily, they appeared to be in good form even after the puzzles were solved. The little balls of fluff actually appeared to be in good health, comparable to kitties with loving homes. Generally, you image battles, chases, and overall mayhem when you think of cats and dogs together. Surprisingly, this specific dog had never encountered a cat previously. The guys were shocked to observe that the dog appeared to be utterly enamored with their cute and cuddly tiny rescues rather than running after them. The dog fussed over the kittens right away. She was obviously acting on her mother instincts and giving the kittens the same attention and care that she would have given her own puppies. Furthermore, the kittens approached the dog without hesitation, acting as though they were longtime pals. Subsequently, the canine began to lick and wash the kittens, removing any dirt from their coats. The kittens' eyes expanded in awe as they noticed the vast forest surrounding them when the guys raised the boat. The men were aware that the kittens had been spared a more horrible destiny by the dog they had brought with them on their journey. With the kittens, the only question left was what to do. The men made the decision to bring them back to the cabin for a good lunch because they had adequate groceries. The dog proudly strolled next to the guys, seemingly aware of the magnitude of her act on behalf of the defenseless kittens. The group of friends decided that the kittens really needed meat, so they hastily changed their plans from making hot dogs and hamburgers for dinner. For their little rescues, they prepared a large portion of hamburger meat, which they then watched them joyfully devour. As a treat, the dog that had located them also got some leftover meat. Ultimately, she had merited it. The men soon determined the mother was not going to return for her kittens after hanging about the area where they had been located. All they could do was to resolve the situation on their own. It was determined that the males should take the kittens to the veterinarian first to make sure there were no health concerns. After examining the kittens, the veterinarian was shocked. To be sure, he ran a number of tests and declared them healthy. Considering the circumstances and the location of their discovery, the guys and the veterinarian were astounded that the kittens were in such good shape. Two of the group adopted both kittens soon after the trip to the veterinarian. It was the ideal way to cap off a busy weekend. The men were thankful that they could save 2 lives that day, even if they had to alter their original intentions. The men went home with 2 brand new family members after enjoying each other's company and a bachelor party. However, none of the men anticipated their tale to become well known. A boatload of kittens is the headline of a Reddit thread that one of the men posted the pictures of the cute kittens to. Online, the Reddit user goes by starting_right_meow, and most internet users found the narrative to be deliciously wholesome. Some, though, felt that there was a better way to approach the whole thing. Know anything about their mother? A worried user inquired. The kittens were too young to have been taken from their mother, as another person noted. Yes. Are they somewhere where you could put them back, but keep an eye on them in case their mother doesn't come back? The person said. The user inquired. They are so tiny they could use having a mom around for at least a few more weeks, I imagine. Had the men truly made the correct decision? The males shouldn't have taken the kittens away from their mother, a Reddit commenter pointed out. Rather, they need to have adhered to the TNR, trap, neuter, release method, which feral cat rescue organizations employ when they discover kittens abandoned. Make a trap, neuter, release group call. Through the use of the kittens, they will entice the mother to return, catch her, allow her to milk the kittens, spay her, and then release her. After which the kittens will be placed in loving homes. The mother cat will undoubtedly be searching for those kittens. Even though I know everyone in this room thinks it's fantastic that they are being saved. The Redditor went on, unless something happened to her, and the kittens look too young to be taken from her. Furthermore, the mother cat will go on to have more children, thereby perpetuating the cycle. Not too long after, additional criticism of the men for stealing the kittens poured in. An adult wild cat would not approach you, especially if you have a dog with you, said a disdainful user. You most likely just took those items from a mother who is still alive. Oh, what a bunch of blundering idiots we humans are. Before long, u/starting_right_meow had to stand up for what he believed in. However, what should you do if you come across abandoned kittens in the wild? No matter how much it may tempt you to save a kitten you meet in the wild, you should always leave them alone, advises the Alley Cat Allies blog. The article states that cats who appear to be abandoned frequently have a nearby mother who is out hunting. This rule does have certain exceptions, though. The best course of action is to have the kittens sterilized and put back where they were discovered if they are older than 8 weeks. As an alternative, you may adopt or foster them. It's crucial to confirm, though, that the mother is not returning for her kittens. Exactly what the males did. u/starting_right_meow defended his stance by responding to every critical comment. We spent a good deal of time waiting for the mother. She was nowhere to be found. With winter approaching, we were concerned that kittens would not survive the harsh weather because they were untamed. u/starting_right_meow retorted. We brought them to a vet and are following directions to make sure they are properly taken care of. We couldn't just leave them there, even though I know it would have been preferable to leave them for the mother. Remember other things and try not to pass judgment too quickly. All I wanted to do was attempt to assist them. In spite of the fact that some people might feel, "Oh, you're taking the babies away from the mom," the kittens actually need to be brought inside and given the attention they require. In agreement, a different user who has 20 years of experience with wild kittens said, "Not to mention the mom expends a lot of energy merely to care for them when they're nursing. I hate to say it, but it's probably best if she takes care of herself. The kittens will only add to the wild cat population if they are allowed to mature." I'm grateful. The issue with the situation is that we were just there for the weekend at my camp, which is located in the middle of nowhere. I searched for her the entire time, but I was unable to locate her. I didn't want to anger anyone. Thus, I was nervous about publishing these photographs, you/starting_right_meow retorted. These little guys were on my mind if we had left them, and I really just wanted to make sure they had a chance. Whoever says they would have done otherwise, I challenge them. Observe their adorable nature. Some names, localities, and identifying traits have been modified to preserve the privacy of persons represented. All other details are the author's imagination. Any likenesses to real people, places, or events, living or dead, are pure coincidence.